From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
Caught thanks to a traffic stop on the interstate and some alert residents in Hazleton. 3 teens accused of breaking into 2 local homes are now in police custody. And later, more on that carjacking that started on the interstate and ended in a rural area of Carbon County. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. New Jersey state troopers nabbed 3 men Hazleton area police were searching for. They were found across state lines, but it was all thanks to neighbors being neighbors that helped crack this case. News 13 first told you about the search for at least 3 men driving a van who went on a crime spree in our area. At a news conference at Hazleton City Hall Wednesday afternoon, police told News 13 the 3 young teens, 2 17-year-olds and a 15-year-old, were caught along Interstate 80 in New Jersey after a trooper there stopped to help their disabled vehicle that was stopped on the side of the road. That trooper ended up finding much more than just a broken down van. The vehicle's window had been smashed, the ignition punched in, and the van had several bullet holes. Inside the vehicle, jewelry, ammunition, and other stolen items. The trooper was suspicious, ran the license plate, learning quickly that the vehicle had been stolen from Paterson, New Jersey, from none other than a church pastor. The teen's journey to jail started Monday morning in broad daylight when the Hispanic boys attempted to break into a Hazel Township home in the Northgate section. 2 boys approached the front of the house, the other went to the rear. Before the boys were able to gain entry, a telephone ring scared them away. That phone call coming from a nearby concerned neighbor who saw the incident going down and wanted to alert her neighbor. The boys drove off in a van, but not before neighbors were able to get a good look at both the suspects and their stolen vehicle. The trio wasn't done yet. They then made their way into the city of Hazleton, specifically to the 900 block of Mead Court. This time they made it inside the home after cutting through a screen. Once inside, the trio was confronted by a 69-year-old resident who lived there. Again, the boys were scared off, running to that van. Police say it was thanks to neighbors being good neighbors that the trio was eventually caught.
Witnesses at that location, once again, it was neighbors taking care of the scene, watching each other, being vigilant. They observed the individuals. We got a description of the actors again. They matched the same ones in Northgate. Another neighbor actually saw the individuals run towards the vehicle, which was the same vehicle that we had in Northgate. One of them actually jumped through the window when they were doing a getaway, and this witness was able to get a license plate for us.
The 3 boys are right now being held in Jersey to await extradition back to PA to face the charges against them. Police still do not know what led the Jersey boys to the Hazleton area. We also do not know if all the stolen items inside that van were taken from our area or if the trio's crime spree spans other communities. No word if this burglary could be connected to the 3 teens, but Hazleton police tell us that a home in the 700 block of North Locust Street was broken into. No one lives in the home, but there were tools and painting supplies inside. All were stolen in the break-in. This crime happened sometime between last Thursday and Monday. Dial 911 if you know anything. 4 people, including a 16-year-old, remain behind bars tonight in connection with an armed carjacking that sparked a massive manhunt early Tuesday morning. All from the Hazleton area, 29-year-old Leonard Montalvo Rivera of Poplar Street, 23-year-old Juan Carlos Ventura Bentoncourt, 18-year-old Wilson Peguero Mateo of Tamarack Street, and 16-year-old Joel Alberto Colon of Winters Avenue in West Hazleton were all nabbed hours after they carjacked a mountaintop woman's SUV along Interstate 81 around 2 o'clock in the morning Tuesday. Behind the wheel of that SUV was 23-year-old Mariana Milner, who told troopers she was stopped along Interstate 81 South around mile marker 160 when a vehicle pulled in front of hers. 4 men got out of the vehicle, walked to her car, and started talking to her. Milner said she grabbed her cell phone during the conversation, and that's when one of the men took the phone and pointed a gun at her head. Pleading for her life, telling the would-be carjackers that she had a 4-month-old baby at home, they put her in the back of the seat of the SUV, but then quickly told her to get out of the vehicle. The carjackers left Milner on the side of the highway where she ran to a nearby home for help. Some local media outlets are reporting that Milner was pulled over over on the side of the highway in the first place because she and her boyfriend got into a fight and he got out of the SUV and started walking. She pulled up a bit to wait for him, but the 4 men found her first. Police from all over the area were given a description of the stolen SUV, and before 4 a.m., a Weatherly police officer spotted the SUV, and immediately the men fled into the woods, sparking the massive manhunt on the ground and in the air. For several hours, Route 93 from Beaver Meadows South to Route 209 was shut down to all traffic. By 8 a.m., all 4 men were in state police custody. All 4 eventually admitted to police that they stole the SUV to strip the vehicle of the tires, radio, and other personal effects. The 16-year-old is being charged as an adult. All 4 are locked up under a hefty $100,000 bail each. A Claire's man who was accused of raping a 6-year-old girl several years ago will stand trial for the crime. 40-year-old Ted Vanderkar was charged back in April of this year with rape of a child, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, and indecent assault on a person under the age of 13, and with aggravated assault, indecent assault of a child. The victim's now 11 years old. The incidents happened at Vanderkar's Klein Township home between June 1st and August 31st of that year. Vanderkar was in court this week where the victim testified and described what Vanderkar would do to her. That's when the judge ruled all charges stick and the case will be sent to county court. Vanderkar remains behind bars tonight. He was married to someone related to the victim and did eventually admit to having inappropriate sexual contact with the girl. The American traditions of parades, cookouts, and fireworks help us celebrate the summer season, especially our nation's birthday on the 4th of July. Fireworks can be magical, but they can also be extremely dangerous. And in parts of Hazleton, they are illegal or require a permit. It's not just a city ordinance, it's actually Pennsylvania law, and both are in place simply because too many people are injured every year. There are 3 types of fireworks. The first are safe and sold usually all over, including local grocery stores. Then there are consumer and display fireworks, which both require permits and a 400-foot radius to be set off. Now, if you don't have a permit to set off these types of fireworks in Hazleton and are caught, you'll find yourself with a hefty fine and your summer festivities cut short by city police. News 13 spoke with Hazleton City Police Chief regarding the firework rules and regulations.
The permits are issued by the permit office, code enforcement, and they're only authorized by the mayor. Many things come into play with those type of permits. First of all, the fire department, the police department will look at the site to verify that there is in fact a 400-foot radius to safely set off fireworks. We'll look at things such as what type of fireworks are going to be used. If they're display fireworks, do you have a pyrotechnics license? What we're trying to do is not rain on everybody's picnic, but we're trying to make sure that the community is safe through the fireworks picnic season. So the city police in the city of Hazleton will be seriously enforcing this year the fireworks law, the city ordinance, and the crimes code.
The permits do come at a cost, which vary depending on what is being launched, of course. So far, the city has issued only 2 firework licenses. No matter how you celebrate, be smart, have fun, and don't mix alcohol and fireworks ever. News 13 will have more on firework safety coming up before Independence Day. Keep it here on News 13. With summer in full swing, students will soon have the chance to check out those grades. We'll tell you when those long-awaited report cards can be picked up. Plus, it's one thing you may not expect to find at your local drugstore. Find out the newest item you can get your hands on for under $20 next.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Start out tonight with Little League Baseball District 18 tournament. 11 and 12-year-old. There's a couple of games on tap tonight. So let's take a look. If you're trying to figure out what you might want to do, may we suggest some Little League Baseball. Let's go to the brackets. There you see them. Down in Lansford tonight, you've got Lansford taking on the Jim Thorpe Club. Meanwhile, Whitehaven is down at Hazel Township. And you've got the game going on, or make that town Minzing is at Hazel Township. Correction on that one. Meanwhile, there's the one. Whitehaven is at Franklin Township. I'll get my township straight. And over at West Hazelton, you got a little bit of a rivalry game there as Valley West comes up the mountain to take on West Hazelton. So that's what we've got there. These are all interesting ball games tonight. We'll give you the full recap tomorrow. Now, as far as the 9-10 tournament, we have nothing going on tonight, but we have some scores to tell you about from last night. Hazel Township thumped Hazelton. There you see, more than 10 run ruled them there. And if you think 14-2 is bad, take a look what happened here. Valley West, 24-4. Is that a 20-run rule game? I don't know. Meanwhile, down south, another lopsided affair is Jim Thorpe Blue takes out Anthracite. And the only game that had any resemblance of a close score, Tamaqua White doubled up on Franklin Township. Although you look, that's not real close either. So as these teams advance, we should be getting some pretty interesting matchups. Minor League Baseball, Russ Kanzler, base knock, so he continues to be a hot hitter. His Columbus team needed every bit of it. They beat Norfolk 4-3. Kyle Landis didn't pitch. Erie over Akron 8-5. Scranton Wilkes-Barre knocks off the Braves AAA club. And the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs all over Rochester yesterday 10-3. There's your schedule. It's almost an exact duplicate of all the games that we just showed you. That's what we've got in minor league baseball. Now, Major League Baseball, a lot of matinees on this Wednesday. Boy, just in time. Tomorrow will be unbearable. But they got baseball in the afternoon in the Bronx, and it's looking good for the Yankees. They were looking, as I just checked, for Rafael Soriano to close it out. And if he does, the Yankees will win 3 in a row. They're winning in that one, as you see, with really 2 outs to go. Meanwhile, the Mets and Cubs out at Wrigley. This is the first day game of that series, and aren't they supposed to play all day games at Wrigley? Meanwhile, Joe Madden Company getting shut out again. That game is not final, but the Rays having trouble scoring runs. That's been the case all 3 games out in Kansas City. So things aren't really going real well for them out in Mid-America. And tonight, the Phillies are going to go for 3 in a row against the Buccos. That's a 4-game series, so they can still split it. So they need to win tonight, and we'll see what happens. Hey, by now you know about Stripes and Strikes. They sponsor us, and I'll tell you, you got to go down and check it out. Look for the big green awning across from Genetti's Best Western on 309. That's where you'll find them, and they've got it all, from equipment for baseball and softball. They've also got custom screen printing and embroidering. Got plenty of free parking, too. So check them out. Stripes and Strikes, make the right call.
And here are your winning midday lottery numbers on this Wednesday. Your daily number, 800. Big 4, 9212. Quinto, 84454. And Treasure Hunt, 1271229. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 80th birthday goes out to John Abe Kranak of Freeland. This wish comes with love from the Pavic family. Also tonight, happy birthday Dolores McCauley from your husband Edward, sisters, brothers, and friends. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Genetti's Sunday Family Breakfast Buffet is proud to donate $1 from every breakfast sold to Catholic Social Services for the entire month of July. The buffet is held every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 and includes a variety of items, so please stop out for this great event. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Thomas Gahan of Wyoming. Funeral will be held Friday, 12:30 p.m. from the Metcalf and Shaver Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. Esther Meyer of Whitehaven. The Lehman Family Funeral Service has charge of arrangements. Helen T. McCullough of Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Burdell Fost of Weatherly. Memorial service will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. from the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. And Elaine M. Wargo of Drifton. Services and burial will be private in the St. John Cemetery in Freeland. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's all-new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
have a unique topic today on Powered by PP&L, and PP&L is involved in a program with electric vehicles, and they can actually save you money. Once again, we're here to talk about saving money.
That's right, Janine. Well, that's what we're all about. And last year, PPL Electric Utilities joined about 30 other utilities from across the country, General Motors and the Electric Power Research Institute, in a 3-year project to research electric vehicles. Okay. And with the help of our employees, we'll be driving the Chevy Volt and looking at how they affect the day-to-day lives of ordinary people, when they're charged, how long, what's the effect on your electric bill, how much energy does it really take to charge an electric vehicle, and what happens to the electric power grid when you charge it, and smart grid technologies that can help wide-scale consumer adoption of plug-in electric vehicles.
So there's a lot that they have to iron out with those, but with the price of gas, I don't see how it could be any worse on the pocketbook for our consumers.
That's exactly why the employees are driving them now, and we're testing them. We have 3 Chevy Volts specifically detailed. Employees drive them for 2 weeks at a time, logging their opinions and their experiences. And the data is also sent remotely to the Research Institute.
All right, so you're looking at some pictures of the vehicle. What are some of those features?
Well, when the battery is depleted, okay, the gasoline engine turns on. The gasoline engine turns a generator that charges the battery. Okay. The car only has a 9-gallon fuel tank, but the total range is for over 300 miles. Wow. Imagine. You can drive from Pennsylvania to Florida. You just need to stop and get gas like any normal car. According to GM, the car accelerates from 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds, and top speed is 100 miles per hour. The car has heated seats because GM found that heating the seats uses less power than heating the air. And most people feel that charging is easy and have not had bad issues with it. So for our study, people charge at home.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Where can viewers go for more information on these electric vehicles?
Well, as with everything else, we have a website just for this project, pplelectric.com/CV. The public can also visit goelectricdrive.com.
All right, and you can find out about the electric vehicles. You might be driving one of these someday yourself. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week on Powered by PPL.
Well, today was another beautiful day in our area with the sun shining and a nice breeze blowing through at times. With the nice temps, will the nice temps be staying with us for the rest of this work week? Tonight's creative condition comes to us from Anastasia Cabral of the West Hazelton Elementary Middle School. Thanks so much to her for this picture of a beautiful sunny day, and she wrote that it's her running on a sunny day. How cute. Mostly clear skies for the rest of tonight. We'll see a low down to 55 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny skies for our Thursday, and it'll be a pretty hot one out there. 84 will be our high. Your forecast brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street in Freeland. Visit on the web at justwindowsandmore.com. Don't forget Just Windows and much, much more. The pros in windows and doors since 1985. All right, well, the 2011-2012 school year wrapped up earlier this month with over 700 students graduating. And now the long-awaited final report cards are just about ready to be taken home. Final report cards will be available for pickup starting Monday, July 2nd. Pickup is between 8 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. or noon to 1:30, Monday through next Thursday in the main office of the student's school. Well, we are getting closer to the big Independence Day holiday, and don't forget, News 13 wants to show off our viewers' love for America. We need you to send us pictures of your children, pets, yourself, or maybe your home decor showing your patriotism, or even your own American hero, a soldier in your family serving currently, or a veteran. All of the pictures will be featured on July 4th right here on News 13 between 4 and 5 o'clock. With your snapshot, please include a brief description to be used along with it on air. You can email pictures to me here at the station. My address is on the screen, or drop them in the mail to 109 West Broad Street in Hazelton with a self-addressed stamped envelope if you'd like your picture returned. Or you can just bring them to us in person anytime between 9 and 5. Help us say happy birthday to America and show off the great patriotism here in Greater Hazelton. We need all of your pictures by Monday, June 2nd. More news and information headed your way next. Make sure you stay with us. Are you willing to be a voice for the voiceless? Animals across the world need your help every day, but this specific week is dedicated to those who are treated cruelly. Bringing awareness to animal abuse is where we begin right now.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Pazinski. Well, as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Is animal cruelty a topic that matters to you? Well, this week is Animal Abuse Awareness Week, a time to be a voice for the voiceless. And I might add, some of the pictures you're about to see may be upsetting to some of our viewers. With the oldest documented case of animal abuse dating back to 1940, animal cruelty comes in a variety of forms. Puppy mills, animal hoarding, dog fighting, farm animal cruelty, exotic pet trade, cockfighting, animals in entertainment, and the list just goes on. Millions of animals slaughtered, beaten, neglected, and hoarded. The reality is very disturbing, but turning a blind eye will not stop the abuse. If you suspect that an animal has been abused by someone you know or even by a stranger, there are things you can do. The most important thing is to take action. Call your local law enforcement. Check to see if your area has animal control or a Department of Humane Law Enforcement. And remember, animal cruelty is a crime. Each year, 5 to 7 million pets enter shelters. 3 to 4 million of those animals are euthanized. These numbers do not even include reptiles or exotic animals, which happen to be the type of animals rescued by one animal sanctuary. You could say Christina Obrecht is the proud mom of 100 animals of 75 different species. Christina's animals are primarily reptiles and live at an animal sanctuary. The nonprofit organization Christina runs provides shelter and care for animals that are in need of help, just like Christina was several years ago.
Well, it started about 6 years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer, so I wanted to take care of something while I was sick, and graciously my mother let me take in reptiles. That's how I started with the reptiles, and then it just escalated from there to birds, aquatics, anything you can think of.
And other critters Christina cares for: tarantulas, a ferret, several types of fish, and even a scorpion. Although these animals may not be typical, they still need to be cared for. To learn more about Christina's reptile and animal sanctuary, which is right in Palmerton, folks, visit her website at www.christinaspets.mysite.com. And the video you're looking at was actually shot a while back for the Girls show seen here on SSP TV. You can see a rebroadcast of that show coming up in the next months here on News 13, I should say in the next weeks here on SSP TV channel 13. But make sure you visit Christina's website or give her a call and check out what she does. It actually is very amazing. Well, this day marks the 19th National HIV Testing Day nationwide, a very necessary day because too many people do not know they have the life-threatening disease. More than 1 million people are living with HIV in the United States, but 1 in 5 don't even know they are infected. The Center for Disease Control recommends that everyone between the ages of 13 and 64 get tested for HIV at least once as part of routine health care. Now a pilot program's being tested in cities nationwide by health officials who want to find out if people would go to a drugstore for a self-administered HIV test. After all, an HIV test is recommended once a year for people at increased risk, such as gay and bisexual men, injection drug users, or people with multiple sex partners. The $1.2 million pilot project will offer free rapid HIV tests at pharmacies and in-store clinics in 24 cities and rural communities. The hopes from this pilot program are that testing for the HIV virus will become a routine service at drugstores, like blood pressure checks and flu shots, and also take away the stigma associated with the disease. The test will be supplied by Bethlehem, PA-based AuraSure Technologies, and if the pilot program is proven successful, The kits will be sold for $17.50 at pharmacies. This test is the only government-approved rapid HIV test that uses saliva. The saliva test uses a swab inside the mouth and takes about 20 minutes for a preliminary result. Studies show it is correct 99% of the time. If the test is positive, customers will be referred to a local health department or other healthcare provider for a lab blood test to confirm the results, for counseling, and of course for treatment. So we want to know what you think about health officials' decision to possibly sell self-administered HIV testing kits at pharmacies. So what's your opinion on it? Where do you stand on the issue? Do you think more people will get tested this way? Good or bad idea? It's the subject of our latest social chatter. Go to News 13's Facebook page or go to ssptv.com and tell us what you think about the pilot program. We will share some of your responses on News 13 later in the week. New Jersey state troopers nabbed 3 men Hazleton area police were searching for. They were found across state lines, but it was all thanks to neighbors being good neighbors that helped crack this case. News 13 first told you about the search for at least 3 men driving a van who went on a crime spree in our area. At a news conference at Hazleton City Hall Wednesday afternoon, police tell News 13 the 3 young teens, 2 17 years old and 1 just 15 years old, were caught along Interstate 80 in New Jersey after a trooper there stopped to help when he saw a disabled vehicle stopped along the side of the highway. That trooper ended up finding much more than just a broken down van. The vehicle's window had been smashed, the ignition punched in, and the van had several bullet holes. Inside the vehicle, jewelry, ammunition, and other stolen items. The trooper was suspicious, ran the license plate, and quickly learned that the vehicle had been stolen from Paterson, New Jersey, from none other than a church pastor. Now, the teen's journey to jail started Monday morning in broad daylight when the Hispanic boys attempted to break into a Hazel Township home in the North Gate section. 2 boys approached the front of the house, the other went to the rear. Before the boys were able to gain entry, a telephone ring scared them away. That phone call coming from a nearby concerned neighbor who saw the incident going down and wanted to alert her neighbor. The boys drove off in a van, but not before neighbors were able to get a good look at both the suspects and their stolen vehicle. The trio wasn't done yet. They then made their way to the city of Hazleton, specifically the 900 block of Mead Court. This time, they made it inside the home after cutting through a screen. Once inside, the trio was confronted by a 69-year-old resident who lived there. Again, the boys were scared off, running to that van. Police say it was thanks to neighbors being good neighbors that the trio was eventually caught.
Witnesses at that location, once again, it was neighbors taking care of the scene, watching each other, being vigilant. They observed the individuals. We got a description of the actors again. They matched the same ones in Northgate. Another neighbor actually saw the individuals run towards the vehicle, which was the same vehicle that we had in Northgate. One of them actually jumped through the window when they were doing a getaway, and this witness was able to get a license plate for us.
Now, the 3 boys are right now being held in Jersey to await extradition back to PA to face charges. Police still do not know what led the Jersey boys here to the Hazleton area. We also do not know yet if all of the stolen items that were found in the van were taken from our area or if the trio's crime spree spans other communities. Well, 4 people, including a 16-year-old, remain behind bars tonight in connection with an armed carjacking that sparked a massive manhunt early Tuesday morning. All from the Hazleton area. 29-year-old Leonard Montalvo Rivera of Poplar Street, 23-year-old Juan Carlos Ventura of Benton Court, 18-year-old Wilson Peguero Mateo of Tamarack Street, and 16-year-old Joel Alberto Colon of Winters Avenue in West Hazleton were nabbed hours after they carjacked a mountaintop woman's SUV along Interstate 81 around 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. Behind the wheel of that SUV was 23-year-old Mariana Milner, who told troopers she was stopped along Interstate 81 South at mile marker 160 when a vehicle pulled in front of hers and 4 men got out, walked to her window, and started talking to her. Milner said she grabbed her cell phone during the conversation, and that's when one of the men took the phone and pointed a gun at her head. Pleading for her life, telling the would-be carjackers that she had a 4-month-old baby at home. They put her in the back seat of the SUV, but then quickly told her to get out of the vehicle. The carjackers left Milner on the side of the highway where she ran to a nearby home for help. Some local media outlets are reporting that Milner was pulled over on the side of the highway in the first place because she and her boyfriend got into a fight and he got out of the SUV and started walking. She pulled up a bit to wait for him, but the 4 men found her first. Police from all over the area were given a description of the stolen SUV, and just before 4 a.m., a Weatherly police officer spotted that stolen SUV, and immediately the men fled into the woods, sparking the massive manhunt on the ground and in the air. For several hours, Route 93 from Beaver Meadows south to Route 209 was shut down to all traffic. By 8 a.m., all 4 men were in state police custody. All 4 eventually admitted to police that they stole the SUV to strip the vehicle of tires, its radio, and other personal effects. The 16-year-old is being charged as an adult. All 4 are locked up under a hefty $100,000 bail each. All right, coming up on News 13, after becoming paralyzed from the waist down, one man continues to fight through the battle, and he's now in need of the community support. That story is coming up. Stay with us. Today, another beautiful day in our area. Sun was shining, a little nice breeze blowing out there. And the question is, of course, will the temps be staying with us for the rest of this work week and into the weekend? Well, tonight's creative condition comes to us from Anastasia Cabral, a first grade student at the West Hazelton Elementary School. Thanks to Anastasia for this picture of a beautiful sunny day. And she tells us that it's a picture of her running on the sunny day. Mostly clear skies for the rest of tonight. I do not believe our low is 84. I believe our low tonight is 55. On to your 4-day outlook. Looks like tomorrow's when we're going to see that 84 degrees. Sunny skies, 64 will be our low. On Friday, we do end the work week off on a sunny note, high up to 86. We do see a chance of some scattered showers, possibly some thunderstorms as well. Friday night, partly cloudy, low down to 63. Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high near 87. I know some are having their 4th of July picnics this weekend, so that's good news. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low down to 64. Sunday, slight chance of some rain, possibly a thunderstorm. Mostly sunny skies, high up to 87, and 64 will be our low on Sunday evening. The Lazy Dog Salon bringing you the forecast tonight. Dog and cat grooming, North Broad Street, West Hazelton. Now's the time to get your furry friend a haircut because it's hot out there. Cool them off a little bit at the Lazy Dog, 459-0310. Cool yourself off a little bit with some ice cream at Valley High Drive-In, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Not only do they have ice cream, they have so much more than that. So stop by Valley High today. Well, a man from our area was hurt this last May in a bike accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Now his family and friends are putting a benefit together to help Tom offset some of his medical expenses. News 13's Ginny Mazurkevich joins us now with more on this upcoming event that you're invited to. Ginny?
There's a very important fundraiser going on this Sunday that we hope you all come out to. There's some impressive raffle items that we're going to be telling you about. But most importantly, I want to introduce you to 2 local folks here that are trying to raise money for a family member. And we have Debbie Morris and Megan Krasny with us. And we have little Tess, she's 3, she's sitting there on the ground, so we can't forget about her. So Debbie, tell us about the incident that took place with your son recently and why we're trying to raise this money for him.
Thank you. May 17th, my son Tom had a tragic mountain bike accident that left him with a broken neck, which they had repaired in surgery that evening, but it also left him paralyzed from his waist down. So all this fundraiser is going towards rehab to help Tom in recovery to get back on his feet.
Now, Tom is originally from the area, and something very impressed about Tom as you look through the pictures is, he's smiling in every picture, and he has been such a motivator for others who are in athletics because that is his profession.
Correct. He's a strength trainer for the University of Indiana, and Tom is a very positive person. He has helped so many people, and I appreciate all the help that people are giving him right now.
It's time to help Tom out, and I know that you're here to tell us what the event is that people can partake in. Again, it's this Sunday, and we're inviting you out to the event, so tell us about that.
The event is July 1st at Capriotti's in Tresco. It's the old Capriotti's. It's at 1 o'clock. We have amazing raffle items. It's $30 a person at the door to get in. It covers all your food and drink. Some of the raffle items include a week vacation at Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It's a home. It's a 6-bedroom, 7-bath home. We have a 3-day trip to Las Vegas, 3 days, 2 nights. And we have various other items, Phillies tickets, Walt Disney World or Disneyland tickets. It's just amazing, the outpouring and the donations that we've received.
I know you have a site on Facebook. If someone wants to give a private donation, how can they also help out?
There is a site, if you go on Facebook, it's Tom's Team, and from Tom's Team, there's a GoFundMe link. So you can go right on there, it can be private, or you can put your name up.
All right. And what do you have to say about coming out to the event, Tess? Can you tell everyone to come on out on Sunday?
I do hi.
Yeah. Say for Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy, go get Boo-Boo.
All right, he has a boo-boo, and we're going to help fix that for him. Again, thank you guys for joining us. We wish him the best of luck, speedy recovery. And again, the event is going on this Sunday at the old Capriotti's in Tresco, beginning at 1 o'clock. A ton of prizes that you can raffle off and win. So come on out. It's only, I believe you said $30. $30 at the door.
And then raffle tickets range from $2 to $5 a ticket.
All right.
Yes.
So again, thank you for any support you can do with this fundraiser, and we'll go back to you in the studio.
All right, and thank you to Debbie and Megan for joining Janine today and telling us all about that great event to help out a really great person. We hope everyone will show up. And coming up here on News 13, Freddie B's in with sports. He has the latest from the little leagues in the area and the big leagues straight ahead. Also coming up, we head to Whitehaven where the firefighters are putting on a carnival. More on the fun in Whitehaven coming up. Food plus games plus rides equals entertainment for the entire family. News 13 stopping by the Whitehaven Fire Company annual carnival Tuesday night to check out all the excitement. The carnival will run until Saturday with live entertainment Friday and Saturday and plenty for all ages to do. The firefighters cooked up some great food and there are rides to keep the little ones busy. We spoke with Whitehaven Fire Chief Mike Daughter about the event.
Friday we have our Fireman's Parade starting at 7 o'clock. Friday night, Joey and the T-Birds, which is an oldies doo-wop band playing, and Saturday night is classic rock band, Better with Beer.
Now, this is the fire company's largest fundraiser, and the all-volunteer fire company relies on the event to keep the doors of the fire company open. Again, this carnival runs through Saturday. Make sure you stop by and support those volunteers. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Wednesday. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, ssptv.com, where you will find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe. We'll see you back here for Thursday. Good night.